What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, you guys? I hope everybody is in a good mood, is having a great week so far. I mean, I feel like everybody is still like we're still like in holiday mode because we got, New Year's Eve coming up. We're just coming off of Christmas. Some people still on break or, vacation or whatever. Some of us got to go back to work, baby. I got to go back to work today, okay? When you get this, and the reason why I said today, because when you see this, I'm putting this up on Wednesday morning so that y'all can have something to watch during the day or whatever. But I'm filming it tonight on Tuesday because, baby, it really ain't nothing that's been going on. The biggest thing that's been happening is the Megan Tory situation, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But I just really wanted to hop on here just to check in. I didn't want to leave y'all without what it is. I mean, it's been a little stuff, but not much, so I don't know how long the video will be. But I just really want to check in, stay on schedule, whatever. Because at one point, I was thinking, like, we could wait. But I know some of y'all wanted to hear my opinion on this whole situation. And if you already know me, you already know my opinion. But we'll talk about it. I just hope everybody had a blessed and a good holiday. Whether you was with yourself or you was with family, I really hope, oh, excuse me, I really hope everything worked out for the best, okay? And I'm saying that because, listen, y'all, I've been off for the past 4 days and I literally have done nothing. Girl, I was in here knocked the fuck out. And the maintenance man came up here. I said, bitch, what the fuck? I hear somebody knocking at my door, and I had to remember that I did put in a request because remember when I told y'all on another video that it was a little cold up in here because it just felt like the air was coming through the window or whatever, and that's what I realized what was going on. Air was coming through the window. And it warmed up. It warmed up after like 2 days of that blizzard shit. It warmed up in here, whatever. But in this room that I record in, it was warm as shit. So I just stayed up in here, and it wasn't really that chilly, but it was like noticeably cooler in like my living room and the other bedroom that I have. And I was just like, I want my heat to be regulated. It wasn't the heat. It was just the fact that, it was a lot of wind that was going on outside, and so it was coming through the window. So he came through today and basically was like, yeah. So what happened is because he was going around making his rounds, making sure that the windows was all the way closed, and the windows weren't all the way closed from the last tenant or whoever was up in here, and it was closed enough, but not all the way. So that's what was going on. So it was fine. It's toasty as fuck up in this bitch right about now. Not that I was complaining before because I was fine with it because I stay up in here anyway. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, that's just how I always been. When I was in my other place, like, I want to get a house for a room situation. You know what I'm saying? To be more roomy or whatever. But I'm that type of person that, bitch, I am so fine with just staying in one place. Because just about everything that I have and that I need to do my work and to just chill out and to record and all that stuff, I put it up in this room. And I gotta put my fucking picture up right here so that y'all can see it. Y'all can see my portrait so my boy can get his shine or whatever. So y'all can see my face. Why you looking at my face? You know what I'm saying? Looking at my smile like this. But yeah, so we got that fixed, and as soon as he did that shit, I said, oh, all right, and then I had like some little brownie stuff on the counter. He was like, those so good, you know what I'm saying? I had me some last night. I said, sir, do you want some? No, 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 no. And you know how when a person point out something as if they want something by saying, oh, it's so good, and you got those. Oh yeah, where did you get that? I said, well, damn, do you want some? No, I was really offering. And he was just like, no, 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 no. And I asked him twice. Okay, so I was just trying to be nice, you know what I'm saying? Because he made sure to point him out. I was like, all right, mind you, I had a pile of dirty clothes on the floor because I was about to get ready to go wash. I said, ain't this about a bitch? Man, you knock on my door while I'm in this motherfucker, knock the fuck out. And that's all I've been doing because, listen, I don't know what it is, but every time I have more than 2 days off of work and I know it, my body either tells me, bitch, we gonna stay up a little bit later and we gonna sleep later, and we just gonna throw your ass off the already unregulated sleep schedule that you have. And so yeah, last night was the first night that out of all the days that I've been off that I actually went back to bed at a decent hour. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta get back on schedule because I gotta go to work for the next 4 days and all that. But hey, it is what it is. Like I said, I hope you guys have been keeping warm out here because it has been a mess. But we'll talk about that in a second. Let me just go ahead and get this out of the way, because honestly, I really do not want to talk about it. The next time I want to talk about it is when they actually say what this man is being sentenced to. That's it. If you know me, and this is what I want. I don't want the disrespect. I don't want the, ignorance going on in the comments. I don't want people attacking people in the comments over this, because at the end of the day, you don't know this person personally. You don't know the other person personally. Neither one of them did anything to you. And therefore, it don't need to be getting all up in our feelings over people that we don't know, people that are not affecting us in any way. Whether a person goes to jail, whether a person was quote unquote so-called lying, as a lot of people want to say when they haven't even read the transcript, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you still got to get up, you still got to go work, you still got to pay your bills, and you still got to live in your reality, which is outside of their reality. These are rich people, way different from you at this point. You know what I'm saying? A crime was committed and a judgment was sent down. And that's just all to it. And we need to understand that and realize that. And again, I understand people got their feelings, but keep that in mind. We don't know these people. So that's why when I speak about this stuff, even though I always kept the notion it was always on Meg's side, because I'm a type of person that looks at everything before I just make a judgment call. And then if the verdict would have came out, I would have said, you know what, I don't agree with it, but that's what that's what they said. So it is what it is. And I would have moved on just like I'm moving on after this as well. I'm not the type of person that's finna gloat or whatever. Am I fine with the fact of the verdict that came out? Yes, I am. Am I finna be jumping for joy about it? No, I'm not. Because at the end of the day, there is a child out here that has lost a parent, potentially about to lose a parent for a few years in jail, if that. You know what I'm saying? So this is not a happy occasion. It's fucked up. It's teaching accountability that people just won't take. Okay, I can't read that. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know why I said I hope I don't have to spend that much on this, because I feel like I am. Anyway, excuse me. I had to lubricate because I'm about to start talking. Excuse me. Y'all know my nose is itching. So if I sneeze, just know that it's been tingling all up in here for the past hour, and the bitch just won't let me sneeze. And I'm just really tired of it, because I just feel like as soon as I get to really talking, it's gonna come out. But anyway, 2 days before Christmas, which was I think Friday, the verdict came down, and they said that Tory Lanez was guilty on all 3 charges. The 3 charges that he was being charged for: assault with a semi-automatic firearm, carrying a loaded unregistered firearm in a vehicle, and discharge of a firearm with gross negligence. So at the end of the day, regardless of how you may feel about Megan wasn't on trial. Regardless of how we all may feel about Kelsey and feel like she should be charged with some stuff too, because she was a participant in this as well, this wasn't a trial for Kelsey. The only person that was on trial was Tory Lanez. We got that clear? Also, it doesn't matter whether or not Megan told the truth about them sleeping together. It doesn't matter whether she told the truth about stepping on a glass or whatever, when it already came out that the reason why she said all of that and she did not put anything out there the way that it should have was because she was 100% trying to protect Tory. She was trying to protect Tory and she was trying to protect Kelsey. And what people keep failing to realize, that her sex life is not on trial, because a lot of y'all done the same thing. A lot of y'all homie hopped. A lot of y'all got friends that, you know, fuck other friends and all that shit. A lot of y'all are real unloyal to some of y'all friends, or, you know people who do the same thing. A lot of y'all are being human, okay? Yeah, it may be fucked up. It may be a moral thing or whatever. And if you don't rock with it, that's fine. But I'm not finna sit here and judge a person about that as if that makes it the reason why it's okay to have harm, that extreme harm being done to them. It's no reason. You fucked another nigga. Mind you, Tory wasn't in a relationship with Kelsey and Tory wasn't in a relationship with Megan. They were fuck buddies. That's basically all that it is. And even then, regardless of getting into an argument or whatever, there still was no reason for a gun to be produced. And that's what a lot of people keep failing to realize, because it's all, oh, she did this, she did. This ain't about Megan. This is about what Tory did on his part. It ain't about her sexual history. They brought that up just because they knew what it was going to do. You know, his defense knew what it was going to do, you know, and exactly what it is right now. And then, you know, having people want to turn and victimize the victim, because at this point in time, you still got people saying, oh, he didn't do nothing, you know, it was Kelsey and all this stuff. Mind you, prior to him actually saying or trying to pin all of this on Kelsey, his own words that he typed up in the blog comments was that Kelsey had nothing to do with it and Kelsey didn't do anything. But y'all forget that. I remember everything and I saw it, you know. Also, the fact that all of this, for what people get upset about, the fact that he was found guilty, he has to go to jail and all this stuff or whatever. For these Tory fans that just, or I should say fanatics at this point, and these people that all of a sudden got a law degree that ain't never been to law school or business school at that, you know what I'm saying? Mind you, I took law, so, you know, it is what it is. At the end of the day, Tory brought a lot of this on himself. It could have very well been an accident. Do I feel as though Tory intentionally meant to try to harm Megan in that way? No, I don't. But do I feel like his anger got the best of him in that situation? And, you know, he has a history of letting his anger get the best of him and, you know, not thinking first? Yes, that's what I feel like happened. Okay? Everybody was drunk under the influence and a lot of shit popped off that didn't need to. Okay? And at the end of the day, he is guilty for riding around with an unregistered firearm in his car. So, yeah, he would have been found guilty about that. So, take away the Megan situation and the actual, you know, her getting shot and injured by that. He most definitely is guilty about that, because that was his gun and it's unregistered, or it was somebody's gun. And wasn't he on probation? Because that's what Megan said. He was more worried about her not saying anything so that he won't be on, because he was on probation, right? So he won't get in trouble for that. Okay? He did himself in with that. Plus, also, did he not fire the gun? That's also one of the other, you know, charges. That's two charges that he's automatically guilty of, because the witnesses have already said that he did that. Whether he tried to shoot her or whether it was just shooting around, he actually shot the gun. So therefore, he's guilty of it. And let's get to the part about where people want to say, oh, I don't feel this is right because there was no DNA. There was no DNA. His DNA wasn't on there. Nowhere did they say that his DNA wasn't on there. They said the DNA was inconclusive. Inconclusive because there were 4 different types of DNA that was on that gun. And they just couldn't determine which was which, who was who. And there's many different reasons why that could happen. And also somebody said, you know, it's a possibility because they were just in chlorine that also some of the DNA got wiped off or whatever. I don't know how true that is, or people just making up some shit, but whatever. Inconclusive does not mean that the DNA or his DNA was not there. Okay? It was just inconclusive, you know. And at the end of the day, he did shoot the gun. That is an assault with a semi-automatic. All of these things were proven to happen. His own witness said that. Okay? And people want to say, oh, he took the gun and he shot it up in the air. The witness didn't say that. It said he shot around. Okay? He wasn't doing this. He shot around. So in the process of him, if we want to say it like that he shot around, it could be a possibility that one of the bullets or whatever that he shot, ricocheted and hit her in the foot because she has bullet fragments in her feet. Not an actual bullet fragments. So that means that gun somehow was aimed somewhere so that bullet and those fragments or whatever can enter her body. And they did. And they were pulled by her. Okay, him, I should say. Meanwhile, they said, the witness said that since you want to say, oh, it was Kelsey that actually shot her, it was like when Kelsey pulled the trigger or whatever, according to the witness, she didn't fall down until Tory had the gun. The shot came at her when he pulled the trigger. Okay? So we got that. Also, what else? Because I got something else that I wanted to say right quick. She never stepped in glass. Her story never kept changing, as people want to say. The only difference is she didn't tell. She got on that interview, which I totally, and when that shit happened, I will agree with everybody. It shouldn't. She should. I don't know who was on her team at that point, but Megan should have never did that interview with Robin Roberts or whoever the fuck she did the interview with. Okay. And I get not wanting to put that body on you that you slept with this man, but at the end of the day, girl, we had already known. And even though that happened, that's still not a reason for all of this to happen. It's still not a reason for people to want to change. Okay, so what? You turning on her and you're vilifying her because she lied about sleeping with him. Oh, fuck well. So that still justifies the fact that this man, or it takes away from the fact that this man actually caused harm to her. This take away from the fact that she was literally the victim in this whole situation, meaning that, she got into a fight with her friend, with her friends at the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, you fuck somebody and that means like I gotta shoot you down or whatever. Like, no, that doesn't mean nothing, because every time I see something when it comes to people being upset at the fact that he was found guilty, it's, oh, his DNA wasn't there, but yet you heard his lawyer admit to say that, yeah, she was shot. Yeah, they had the gun. Yeah, it was used, okay? She didn't do it on her own. She didn't do it on her own. And again, let's understand this. For people that's pissed off at her, why be pissed off at her when she didn't even press the charges? She didn't want this shit to go to court. She didn't want none of this stuff to come out. And let's stop this narrative about, oh, y'all just want to see another black man go to jail or whatever. No, it's called we want to see people, regardless, be responsible for their fuck shit. Take accountability for the bullshit that they've done. Just because you black, just because you this, just because you that, it does not mean that you can escape the consequences of you trying to harm somebody or accidentally harming somebody, whether it was on purpose or not. Black or not, you have to face those consequences. You have to be held accountable. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just sitting here like, come on. It ain't about a black man. This same black man who has a history of fucking violence. Y'all don't want to, we putting a black man in jail, but then because all of a sudden we putting a black man in jail, the protect black women is an agenda. But that's what y'all been saying. But when it's actually coming time to protect a black woman or even try to listen to a black woman, you want to poke holes in all the stories and say that she's lying about everything. And yet the evidence that you claim is not evidence has already shown that she was not lying about getting harmed. And that this person did it. And at the end of the day, don't be mad at her. Be mad at him because he's the one who started it. protect black men, protect black men. We don't want to see another black man locked up. That was Megan's whole MO when all of this shit happened. That's why she lied to the cops. That's why she didn't say anything. That's why she kept quiet until Tory pushed her to say something, because he was the one who started to put his shit out there and to have stories planted here and there and to try to sway the narrative and to clear his ass before she even said anything about him doing anything to her. It took him doing that for her to get fed the fuck up and to get on her live and to come out and say, yeah, that motherfucker did it. All he had to do was shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, and he would have got off. He would have got off because, you know, and then his actions proceeding up to the court case, it didn't help. It didn't help him getting into trouble. It did not help. It played into it as well. But y'all mad at this girl who was willing to be quiet and not even press charges? She never pressed charges against him. She never wanted it to go to court. But y'all mad at him, mad at her and not mad at him because he couldn't keep his motherfucking mouth closed, because he couldn't stop trying to control whatever narrative that was being put out there. He couldn't just let the shit fly by. See? And I just can't, I hate that for her. Like, when the victim becomes the villain and she didn't even say anything. She didn't even say anything against this man until he pushed her to. You know? And I just feel so bad for her. And at the end of the day, yes, I agree. Kelsey does need to be brought up on some charges as well, because she was a participant in all that shit that went down as also. Okay? But again, we have to remember that this was a case that was brought upon Tory by the state and no one else. Because the police and the state can do that. They can file charges. They can take you to court even if you don't want to. And she didn't want to, but that just happened. She didn't even want to be there, and it just happened. And for 2+ years, motherfuckers been coming at her goddamn throat, you know, over this man who done what? What fucking hole? Like, I can see if he was on a level of fucking, who was a real high. I could see if he was a Tupac type person, and he's not. I could see if he was a Biggie type person, and I will understand it, okay? But still, the hold, and I'm talking about the hold that he has on people, I just don't get it. I don't get it. And then for his father and his people to come out there, and it's like every time a black person that y'all don't agree with getting in trouble, you don't agree with the consequences of it, mostly a man, it's not his fault, even though it's been proven that it was. It's somebody else's fault. Let's blame somebody else. And don't take this as me being anti-man, because I don't want you to get that fucking twisted. I love black men to the death, and I protect them still. Even though, you know, a lot of them don't give a fuck about us, I still be going up. If something happened to them, I still do that, you know, because at the end of the day, that's all we got. Unfortunately, sometimes. Ain't nobody else gonna be on our side. We need to be on each other's side, but we also need to hold each other accountable within our own community. Just because we are a certain skin tone don't mean that we get to escape some of the shit that motherfuckers do. You murder somebody, bitch, you're gonna get held accountable. You go out here and commit sexual assault to somebody, you're gonna get held fucking accountable. It ain't no why we going against a black man. No, bitch, that's a fucking real ass crime. That's plaguing the fucking community. And that's making us look fucking bad because we don't hold these motherfuckers accountable, and we just let these motherfuckers keep on doing what they doing. You know what I'm saying? But to have your family out there, and I ain't even gonna blame, again, instead of holding him accountable, we want to blame it on other people. We want to go into the conspiracy theory mode of it all. Oh, it's Jay-Z fault. Oh, it's Roc Nation fault. And let's put this to the side that, you know, I like the Carters okay? But at the end of the day, if Jay-Z really played a hand in this, do you realize that this would have been taken care of? this would have been taken care of if Rock Nation had anything to do with it. And if Rock Nation was as powerful as you guys claim that it is, the situation that's going on with Meg and 1501 would have been done. Would have been done. They're still finna go to court for that shit. They're still going through bullshit, legal shit with that. Okay? The whole situation about the blogs putting all this stuff, oh, that would have been squashed. That would have been squashed. Okay? But no, when it comes down to Tory getting found guilty, all of a sudden is Rock Nation paid off the jury? Who the fuck is Tory goddamn Lanez? Nobody. To do that. And I'm not trying to take away from his talent or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, he's not up there that he's this big ass threat and we need to get him out. No. No, he's just a regular nigga with a record deal who was trying to fucking make it and fucked up. That's just it. He ain't even reached the height and the pinnacle of what he could have been. And I hate that for him because of his own actions fucking derailed him. Because like I said, I will never take away from the talent that he has. And even if you want to say that he don't, he does have a lot of talent. And I hate for that to go to fucking waste because of this. But this was brought onto him because of his own fucking actions. And I'm going to stand by that. And I know it's still going to be people, especially one particular person, that's going to still say, you know, she's guilty, or he didn't do this, and she lying and all this stuff. Oh, shut up. Because you can't tell me why. Nothing you have said has explained exactly why. Where did the story change? I've never heard that the story really changed. It hasn't. Okay. And then they said that her lawyers and stuff, they suggested that they might just go after some blogs and start, you know, filing lawsuits. And for the people that didn't realize and think that, you know, that people were out here spreading misinformation, jury was still in deliberation when it came out saying that Tory was not guilty on 2 charges, but found guilty on 1, and that was the possession of the firearm. A whole bunch of the internet blogs and a couple of accounts, the big ones that's on Twitter, they all ran with that and put that information out. Mind you, the jury had just went into deliberation when that came out, and they was deliberated for like a day and a half or so. So it's like, there you go. Somebody's planting misinformation. And that is what they're talking about when they say suing blogs, okay? Suing not bloggers, you know, and it could be a possibility that it could be some bloggers. And when I say bloggers, when I think of the word bloggers, I'm talking about people that actually have website, people who do the internet stuff on Twitter, whatever, like that Say Cheese and that trap rap house shit that all of a sudden is all up on everybody's timeline. Like, bitch, I don't even fucking follow you. How are you on here? And they put out a lot of fucked up shit. People like academics and other people of that nature. And then, you know, who we knew was already on Tory's team because they were working in conjunction, and it's a few others, you know, who blatantly said they went against this girl just because they didn't like her. And why they didn't like her? No real reason. And it's understandable, like, if you don't fuck with a person, you don't fuck with a person, but have a fucking heart and put that fucking to the side. And that's my thing. I can never be a blogger like that. And I had put this tweet out there, a series of tweets, because I was just so disgusted, to be quite honest. I have never really seen anything like this to this magnitude when it came to this Megan and Tory trial. And I never seen so many internet people, so many vloggers, okay? I consider us on YouTube who talk and do all our stuff, we're vloggers because we do our shit in video form. Bloggers do their stuff on the internet, website and stuff like that. They type it up. That's what the distinction is, in my opinion. And so I've never seen so many bloggers, urban bloggers and regular YouTube people being allowed to come to a courtroom and to put all this stuff out here. And, you know, I understand people have their opinion, but it was just really, really weird how people was just rushing down there to get into this courtroom. And as I started looking at some of the stuff, as I'm looking throughout all the stuff, I'm just like, wow, people are really doing this just not because they really care about the case, but they know that if they start talking about it, it'll give them views it'll probably boost them up and give them more subscriptions and get them more traction going to their websites or going to their channels. And I just feel like I get it, but some of the things that were being said, it was way too personal. Like, it's okay to have your opinion. We're not gonna judge that. But some of these, I ain't gonna say a lot. Some of these people that was putting their opinions out there, it was very biased. And it was like the person, like Megan or Tory, did something to them personally. And they didn't. Y'all, like I said, at the end of the day, I have nothing against Tory. Tory did a fucked up thing. He has to take responsibility for it. But I don't hate the man. I'm not finna get on here spreading a whole bunch of bullshit about the man. And even if it would have came out then Megan lied, I would have been like, bitch, she lied. She fucked up for that. And whatever happens needs to fucking happen. And then I'm gone with it. I'm not finna sit up here making a whole bunch of stuff about people. It's just really, it just got really dark. And I didn't like it. Because I saw through people. And I saw through a lot of people's intentions. Not the people that I associate with, but I saw through a lot of people's intentions with this whole thing. They were using it for their own come up, for their own advantage. And I just had to step away for a minute because I'm like, why is this stuff affecting people the way that it is? It is crazy. It's not like, I don't know. It became more of an entertainment spectacle than something that was an actually real life situation that happened to a human being. It became a circus. And I just didn't understand, like, how did it become this fanatical situation? That's exactly what it was. Fanatical. On both sides. On both sides. It was disheartening. It really was. And it's like, I'm seeing how things work. And it's like, and y'all know I would like to meet certain people. I would like to get involved or, work in certain aspect of the industry. And I literally had to tweet this as well. Like, if this what we have to go through, you got to sell yourself. You got to change who you are. You got to intentionally just talk shit about people just to talk shit about them and to just harm them or whatever. I just don't want it. Like, I'm not that type of person. Then you can dismiss me with that. I just can't. It just got real dark and scary. I was just like, because the way that people are reacting to this, it's as if this personally happened. Like, this person is your relative, and it's not. This person don't know you, and they will be okay regardless. But yet, like I said at the beginning, you got to get your ass up, and you still got to go work. You still got to go provide for your family and for yourself, or else you're not going to be able to eat, unless you're not going to have a place over your head. And is that person that you're going so hard for, are they going to come down and they're going to help you with that? No. They don't even know who you are, and they truly don't give a fuck. And at the end of the day, even if you don't agree with certain things, and especially with this situation, it's nothing you can do about it. There never was anything you could do about it. And that's the whole thing about it. You could talk about it, but I'm just saying we don't need to get so impassioned about something that is not affecting us and is totally out of everyone's control. Tory will appeal, as he should, as is the process, as they always do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's going to work in his favor after everything. I feel like it's not. After everything that happened, y'all gonna play a role into the reason why it's not, because y'all was doing too fucking much. You're up there putting up petitions, so you're actually kind of harming this shit instead of fucking helping. Instead of just being calm, cool, and collected about it, you're ranting and you're raving, and then you got his family and Rock Nation trying to burn in my brother's reputation. Like, little girl, shut your ass up. We don't know who you are. We never knew of you. Okay, Tory daddy coming out there. He using Tory as a prop, just like Tory was using his son as a prop. They literally had that boy up in the goddamn courtroom when all this went down. I thought it was just that one day, baby. He was there the whole time. I said, oh my goodness. Why would you traumatize the babies like that? And see, that is why I'm not finna dog this person. First of all, it's just not in my nature just to do that. But I'm thinking of his kids, who he should have thought of. You have kids. These people be out here doing a whole bunch of fuck shit and then be upset, and the family be upset like, they have kids and we gotta do this, and what about the babies? He wasn't thinking about his baby when he did what he did. All the times that he did what he did that got him in trouble, that could potentially get him kicked out of the country, back to Canada, that could potentially give him jail time. Now he's facing 22 years. Do I feel like he's gonna get 22 years? No. I probably think, I'd be surprised if he get more than 2, if that. And I don't even feel like he's gonna serve all of that. And so y'all doing all this hooping and hollering over, I was just, the only thing that really surprised me was the fact that they took him out the courtroom literally that day. As soon as that verdict was read, they locked his ass up. And he's been there ever since, and his sentencing date is January the 27th. I was really shocked by that. I said, damn, y'all couldn't even let him go that had Christmas with the baby before? They said, no, girl. I said, well, shit. That threw me for a second. I ain't even gonna lie. I said, damn, it's Christmas. It's Christmas. Santa Claus? You can't do that. I was like, oh, that's kind of, but hey, that's just what it is. Anyway, like I said, I feel like, yeah, that's why Kelsey fucking tried or did get immunity, because she knew. And then again, people trying to say, well, what, this didn't happen or whatever, when Kelsey's own fucking testimony from a deposition that happened in September clearly said that he was the one that did it. Calmly. She put everything out there. In that deposition, she wasn't pressured or anything as she claimed. You know, she calmly said what was happening as if it was just another day in a park that she was walking down the street. But everybody wouldn't forget that. And we wasn't focused on the fact that, oh, Megan lied about fucking this nigga, or she was fucking her friend. Man, they were never boyfriend and girlfriend. Neither one of them. They was just fuck buddies. I do feel like it's fucked up that you was fucking on a nigga that she was fucking on, whether they was together or not. But that ain't still no reason for people to be so fucking pissed when some of the people that y'all go up for do the same damn thing. It just didn't get out. Y'all go up for these niggas who are whores. Y'all go up for these niggas who are known to be fuck niggas. But then when it's a woman who's trying to get justice that she didn't even try to get, oh, she's the fucking villain. It's that double standard. It's that contradiction. It's that hypocritical shit that's going on. But I'm going to leave that alone. It is what it is with that. I wish, like, Tory Daddy, he was just, they said that motherfucker wasn't even in his life like that, and you coming out here, and I said, you know what it is? He feel like if he go to jail for real, the money gonna stop. That's what it is. He looking out for himself. He's not looking out for his son. He's looking out for himself. Okay? Because if you was looking out for your son, maybe if you would have been around in your son's life, your son wouldn't have went down this road that would have caused him to get into this while you out here trying to blame everybody but yourself and your son for the actions that's going on. Think about that. But yeah, and they saying that, you know, she could sue the bloggers or whatever, and people like, how can they sue? Everybody got an opinion and all that stuff. You can't sue for an opinion. Yeah, you can have your opinion, but let that opinion be rooted in some type of facts. And we're talking about the bloggers that's intentionally putting out misinformation, and it's a few of them. It's a few of them. We're not talking about us people who get on YouTube and just talking all that stuff or whatever. You talk about some of the major ones that be on the internet, be on Twitter, be on Instagram, putting out stuff, false information, big names or whatever. Y'all know some of them, okay, that was intentionally putting out misinformation because they were getting it from Tory's camp. For real. You know what I'm saying? And don't say that, oh, they can't do that, because we literally saw that happen when Cardi B sued Tasha K and won. Same thing how Nicki Minaj is suing that other blogger lady for putting out that fucked up shit. Yeah, yeah, it's possible. It's not so yeah, it's the same goddamn thing. Anyway, moving on from that, bitch. I gave y'all that whole shit. I said I wasn't even, but I know people wanted me to talk about it, so I just went on here because that's literally the last time. I don't have nothing else to say. You got my pen, y'all got yours. I know it's still gonna be fools that's gonna say, oh, even though you said all that, that still don't matter. It shouldn't be this and that. Girl, if you got your news and was following this case on the internet from, you know, Twitter blogs or Instagram blogs and not the actual court people, of course you're gonna believe that. But hey, I do my research with the actual people, the actual court documents and stuff. But hey, go ahead. You're entitled to your opinion. Moving on from that, this winter storm, that's what I want to talk about also. I told y'all that bitch was coming, and I did not know. When I was telling y'all that, girl, I did not know that it was going to be all over, okay? Just wasted water. That is some good water, too. Ain't that about a bitch? I've been drinking a lot of water. Okay, girl, I've been drinking my water. Because at one point, bitch, I used to drink pop all the goddamn time. And then call myself trying to do something about getting probably the diet pop or the zero sugar pop. Bitch, that ain't doing nothing either, okay? So, girl, fuck that. Put that shit down and drink your goddamn water. I said, yeah, you'll feel better, okay? But anyway, this storm came through and rocked the whole fucking country damn near. All right, because goddamn, bitch, I didn't know it was gonna be all over. I'm thinking Chicago and maybe some of the Midwest was gonna get this shit. Because most of the time, when Chicago get hit with something, either we're getting hit with the aftermath or the storm that's coming in from like the lake effect, snow and all that shit. And we right by we bordering fucking Lake Michigan, bitch. You go down there, you go play in Lake Michigan all the time. Go down Lakeshore Drive and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And we get them shit all the time. And so most of the time when we get stuff, the neighboring Midwest people, they get shit. Michigan get it, of course. Or if they get their shit, it comes down to us, okay? So I knew that was gonna happen, bitch. But the way they chopped it up to like, oh, we gonna get all this. It was just gonna be real fucked up. Now I'm thinking we gonna get a whole bunch of snow because they said, girl, that snow gonna start in 12 o'clock Thursday. Baby, I think it started snowing probably around 11 something Thursday. And I said, oh my goodness. And it was light. It was real light for a minute. But then probably around 12:30, and I remember this because I had ordered me I had Instacarted some food or whatever so I can have some shit up in the house because I was not gonna go out the house. I had Instacarted me some stuff to the job so I can have it because I tried to go to the store the day before and it just didn't happen. It just didn't happen. So I said, girl, let me go ahead and do this before it starts snowing. And when I had put the shit in, that's exactly when it started snowing. By the time my shit came around 12 something, baby, I went outside and the street was already fucking coated. And then the thick snowflakes was coming down. I said, oh my God, what the fuck? So I'm just thinking, I had my gym shoes on too. I said, oh, I ain't got the right shoes on, whatever. Because I just didn't think that the snow was going to be like this by the time I got out. You know, sometimes out here in Chicago, we just like to chance shit, okay? We like to chance shit. You know, they say, girl, it's going to be 10 degrees. That means put on a goddamn coat and a hat. Some of us still gonna be out here in a hoodie and some shoes. That's just it, okay? And I'm one of them bitches. But because I just really don't like to wear coats. I'm a big girl as it is. I just don't like the big bulkiness. And I just feel like I'm just inflated and everything, and I don't feel comfortable and all that shit. But I layer up, you know, put on a sweatshirt and all that shit, and put my jacket on or my hoodie on and jacket, and then I'm good because then I can still move around and I still feel comfortable or whatever, and I be warm because people be like, girl, you don't be cold as shit out there? No, because I literally don't be outside that long. I time the fuck out of when shit like this happen. Baby, I time the fuck when the car gonna come and when it's gonna pick me up. and therefore I am not even standing outside for a good 15 seconds. I don't have to do that. Okay? And I was so thankful that I didn't have to go through that Thursday night when the snow actually was coming down so fucking hard. And by the time I got out of work, I think that the snow had stopped. And I got off of work at 8 o'clock. So I was like, okay, cool. But then it started back up. And, it snowed a little bit more. But then Friday, it kind of stopped as well. And it still really wasn't that much. It wasn't that much. It was like probably a couple of inches. I was thinking we was gonna get a whole bunch of shit. But what happened out here was it was extremely cold. For like 3 days, it was in the negative, okay? And then like on those days that it was in the negative, the high day it got late at night or almost towards evening, it was probably like 1 degree. It never really got higher than that. And if it did, it didn't feel like it. But today probably been the warmest day it's been. It was like, what today is? It's 25 degrees right now. And then it's supposed to go up to, tomorrow it's supposed to be 42. And then Thursday it's supposed to be fucking 50. What the fuck? The next of the week, this week and next week, it's supposed to be like 50s and 40s. Okay, high 40s. Like, what the hell is going on? And it's the way that the weather is going, it just makes me fucking scared about, nervous more so about how January is going to go, how February is going to go. Because, baby, we have not even hit the fucking peak of winter yet. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is crazy. And knowing that it got to like -9 out here. And I think it probably went lower than that. And especially on those first 2 days, Thursday night, Friday night, I was so worried about, because I was just, when I was in the car driving past going home, and especially going to work and going home if I get on I-90. I don't know if people know who out here in Chicago, it's like a little area off the I-90 ramp. Almost by the Roosevelt stop, where you can drive off the Roosevelt and Taylor stop or whatever, and it's a whole bunch of tents. It's like a tent city, a mini tent city right there, right? And I noticed that somebody gave all the people that they upgraded their tents, but I was just worried about them being out there in that cold. I saw a video where this guy had took a homeless man out of one of the tents. It was along an expressway. I don't think it was the same expressway that I'm talking about, but he literally took him out of there. And I think the homeless man had to get 3 fingers amputated because they were like frostbitten. That's how fucking cold it was outside. We hearing that people were literally losing their lives because it wasn't just going on out here, it was going on all over. I seen on TikTok this girl, she was posting about them getting stuck in a Target. They was in Target Christmas Eve, they were stuck in a Target Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So they was there throughout Christmas, and I think they was able to get home probably the next day after Christmas on the 26th. And people were stuck inside their cars in the parking lot because they just couldn't get out. I think they were up in New York or somewhere. And I feel like Buffalo, New York definitely got it the worst because of all that fucking snow. I just saw the report about the lady, 22-year-old nurse who was trying to come home from her her shift, and she got stuck in the snow and wound up passing away, even though she was giving her people updates. But at one particular point, I think it was a Friday, she was out there for a couple of days because the roads wasn't clear. And if you seen the videos out there of people showing you what happened in Buffalo, like the fucking snow were like 6 feet tall. It was tall as fuck. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go through all that shit to get that plowed so people can get out and get home. It was crazy. And unfortunately, the last thing they said, that she said she was going to go to sleep and hopefully somebody was going to come out by that time and, rescue her. And they didn't hear anything else from her. They said a friend had drove past her car and didn't think to stop, thought that she probably was already out because it wasn't no movement or anything like that. And so something told the friend to go back. And when they finally went back, she was already passed away in the car. And what they assumed happened is because she had to run the car for heat, the car was on and the exhaust pipe or whatever, it got packed with snow. So she died in her sleep from carbon monoxide poisoning. And we're hearing a whole bunch of other stories about people passing away in the snow. I said, this is blizzard. The cold is nothing to fucking play with. Mother Nature said, bitch, we about to play some games for a minute just so everybody can know that shit is kind of fucked up. And I said, girl, let this be it. Okay, we get it down. Let this be it. Let this be it, girl, because I'm just worried. I'm just worried. I was so fucking scared, y'all. I was like, oh my God. I was really worried about people. And then you got people that was going, oh my God, the people that was traveling. Now, see, I was thinking about, since I had these 4 days off, I was thinking about going down to Atlanta or either going to California, okay? Because I got people in both places. Bitch. Something told me not to, because first of all, you know, I took too late. I was thinking like, bitch, it's the holiday season. You took too late. Even if you were going to decide to go, you took too late to try to buy a ticket. And if you would have brought a ticket to and from, baby, they would have been real high. And even though you could do it, you don't need to do it, okay? That's one. Then down there in Atlanta, baby, the pipes are busting and everything. I said, oh my God, it was just a mess, y'all. And I felt so bad, like holidays was ruined for the most part because their pipes was busted and everything, and their homes is flooding. And somebody I'm cool with on Twitter, he was out of town and he got word that his fucking pipes busted and he couldn't do nothing about it because he was out of town. So now he trying to get home, and now you can't even come home and just rest or whatever. You got to come home and fix the shit that's going on in your place if you can even get into your place. I feel so fucking bad for that. I don't know how they fared out there in Texas, even though the governor, let me tell you something. Them motherfucking governors that's out here sending these goddamn immigrants to Kamala's place of residence in this fucking cold, you have got to be the most evil persons. Why the fuck would you do that? Put politics and agendas to the side. You have a warm place to stay at night. You have stability. Why the fuck in this weather would you send a busload of fucking immigrants who have no fucking coats to this lady's house? I hope they did something and put them up in some type of shelter, but that was some wrong shit. And these motherfuckers think they're doing something and they're proving a point or whatever. I don't know what fucking point you're trying to make besides the fact that you are fucking evil. You are evil as shit. Okay, because at the end of the day, you're using these people, these immigrants are fucking people. You're using them as a fucking pawn, as fucking game pieces, and this is not a fucking game. Oh my God, everything for the past few years has just gotten so damn nasty and just dark and sickening with the levels that people are willing to fucking go. For what? For what? I thought it was This America and we supposed to all be able to have our own feelings about things. Why are we attacking people? So fucking dumb. That just made me mad. And then you got the whole Southwest. And you know what? Spared me, bitch. You spared me, bitch. The fact that I couldn't get a ticket even if I would have decided because the shit was either not there or too fucking much. Southwest, you got me fucked up. Now, y'all know that is my airline of choice. I ain't never had a bad experience with Southwest. I actually did, but it wasn't Southwest's fault. It was the fucking weather. We had hit some turbulence, okay? The last ride that I was on, no, it wasn't that. It was when I was coming from Philly, because the last ride I was on the plane for like an hour going from Ohio back to Chicago, Ohio, blah, blah, blah. It was smooth sailing. But when I was up in Philly the last time, beach. We coming back. First of all, it was raining that day when I got there to the airport early in the morning. We got on the plane. They had delayed us for a minute. Then I had got on the plane. They sat us. We sat on that bitch for like an hour before they deplaned us because they said the weather was fucked up again. I said, girl, what? You know, well, get me off because I'm a little paranoid as it is. Like, don't put me, I don't want to fly when it's raining. I don't want to fly when it's snowing. I don't want to fly when it's none of that shit. I need clear fucking skies, okay? I need clear fucking skies. I don't need all that shit, right? But, we get back on a plane like an hour or so. No, it was over an hour later. You know, mind you, I should have known some shit probably was going to happen because how is it that I was able to get on the plane originally fine? Mind you, I had that position where, you know, with Southwest, you can do the early bird special, whatever. You know, you would be able to, in the first, you get the early bird or whatever, you be in that first class to go ahead and get on first and pick your seat before everybody else come on in their group or whatever. So I always get that because, bitch, I'm finna go to the back and I'm finna get that window seat and I'm finna just fucking go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna strap myself in and put something in the seat so that your ass can't sit next to me. And all my flights, only one of them where a person had to sit next to me. And she had a baby, so I just let her do it. That was because we had a full-ass flight. Bitch, I don't know what the fuck was going on this time. Now, I was able to get on and get my seat, but when we had to deplane and then it was time to get back on, bitch, my motherfucking boarding pass wasn't working. I had to go up there to the counter. I was so mad because, listen, bitch, I'm not oblivious to the way people think when they see a person like me, okay? And I'm talking about a big person. They don't want nobody like me sitting next to them, whether they want to admit it or not. And so that's one of the main reasons why I get the whole early, try to get on first or whatever so I can get my stuff stationed and I won't have to sit next to nobody intentionally. You will have to sit next to me, bitch. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So when I was able to, but fortunately, even though I was one of the last people to get on, I was so embarrassed, first of all. And then I sat down and nobody was next to me in the next seat. So that was fine. It was me and this other guy and we had a seat between us. Baby, we still sat on that motherfucking plane for like a good hour. I said, what the fuck is going on? I spent like 6 hours in the airport, okay? Like, my bladder was on 10 because I wasn't finna go to the bathroom on that damn plane. First of all, I didn't want to get stuck in the bathroom. Did I tell y'all my experience when I first ever got on the plane? I was on American Airlines, right? I had always been scared to get on a plane. Now, I went down, you know, I was convinced to get on a plane, plus it was first class. And I was getting flown out. So, bitch, of course I'm gonna go. And that was right around the time where my leg, my knee, my leg, the area, what is it, my tibia underneath my knee, tibia plateau, when I had fucked that up, it was still healing, but it was okay enough for me to actually walk, but it was still tender as fuck. So I was like, oh shit, I'm walking with a cane. How this gonna go? You know? And so I'm in like the first row and first class, you know, they feeding us and everything. And I didn't realize, you know, okay, 4-hour flight, you know, from Chicago to LA. Oh, girl, I was up in Beverly Hills, bitch. I was living. Okay, I felt rich for a second. And it surely deflated as soon as I saw all that shit. I said, damn, bitch, I'm poor as shit. And when you go down the street and you just see mansion after mansion after mansion after mansion, you're just like, fuck. I'm really not doing what I need to do to get up in this situation, bitch. I got a long way to go, okay? But, bitch, I had to use the bathroom. Like, I literally just had to pee. I said, so I was supposed to hold it the whole time? Girl, I get up. And this is my dumbness, you know, this is just my ignorance because I was looking at TV. You know, you look at TV shows, you look at movies, and they never really show the true size of how the bathrooms are on planes. They look like it's so fucking roomy. And so I'd be like, oh, okay. So I'm thinking that I'm going to have enough room to go up in that bitch. Girl, I had to turn to the fucking side to slide up in that bitch. I was so like, what the fuck? And then I had to maneuver my way to sit my ass down on the toilet and then, you know, maneuver away so that I can I said, what the fuck is going on, bitch? But I made sure I did what I had to do, girl. And I said, if you got to do something else, bitch, you're going to have to suck it up. I said, oh my goodness, this is a mess. But I was so glad people was like sleep when I was doing it because it was late. It was late. It was a late flight. So I was just able to scoot on out. But I said, girl, never again. On that flight home, I made sure I emptied everything. My system was so fucking dry, I probably dehydrated myself. Because Ashley wasn't finna get up. On that 4-hour and 35-minute flight, Ashley was going to hold the whole shit. She was going to hold every goddamn thing. And that's exactly what I did. At one point, I was shaking a little bit, but girl, I made it. I made it, bitch. But, so you got that going on. And, Southwest, I would have been on one of those flights, and I probably would have been one of the motherfuckers that was up in the airport pissed the fuck off. Because Southwest, the latest that I've seen, canceled like almost 3,000 fucking flights randomly. Now, granted, I understand that the weather came through, but the way that they handled that whole situation, like, I get it. I would understand if it was canceled, but they really didn't tell them people nothing. Okay, they really didn't help those people besides just putting their luggage in the area where they supposed to go fend for themselves and try to find where they luggage and which part. I said, oh my goodness. People literally either had to take buses to their destination. Like, this one girl was like, listen, I had a flight that was literally supposed to be an hour and a half, and now I'm finna be on a bus that's gonna be 8+ hours. I said, bitch, it just wouldn't have been me. I would have said, give me my motherfucking refund and I'm finna go the fuck home. Because this ooh. And see, I just don't understand why people still travel during the holiday season. Like, why do y'all wait until the 24th or the 23rd to want to travel? Baby, we're going to have to start at the very beginning of the week. We're going to have to start at the very beginning of the week, okay? Because I am not traveling on Christmas Eve. I am not traveling on New Year's Eve. I am not traveling. No, baby, we're going to have to do it a couple of days before, all right? Because, And again, people was getting upset. Like, somebody had posted something about, you know, Delta not getting them on the flight or whatever. And I'm like, bitch, it was the weather. The weather. You want to get up there and something happened to the plane because you want to get to where you need to go so bad. And mind you, they could have just ordered a car and driven 4 hours to Michigan if that's what they wanted so bad. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where they was going. They was going to Detroit. I said, child, now they finna be investigated, which they need to. How you fucking cancel 70% of your flight load? Southwest, get that shit together, because when I get ready to fly, you better be on point. I ain't never had a bad thing to say about your ass, but this shit, it's not looking good, and it's unacceptable on all costs. All right. Shout out to Meek Mill. Since we want to talk about, you know, we had a negative experience with a black male rapper entertainer. Let's talk about some positive stuff. Meek Mill. Shout out to him for, you know, paying the bail money for 20 women that were in jail, and they were able to get home to their families before Christmas and to spend Christmas with them. I commend them. I commend him for doing that. That was such a good deed, and I know that those families were very, very thankful for that. And speaking of Christmas, y'all, let me tell you something. I spent most of the day and yesterday on TikTok. I feel like I live on TikTok. Oh my God, let me tell you something. For those that are on TikTok, have y'all come across the Asian? I don't know if they're Chinese or whatever, so I'm just gonna call them Asian. Because I don't want to get it wrong. That does the candy store, and the people be coming in, and then the people that be supposed to be working the candy store, they forever eating all of the food in there. And then that man come in being, I don't know if he like the bully or the boss, but he just be, he be bullying them, and they scared of him. Oh my goodness. Is that all over your For You page? That shit just started popping up on my For You page just out of nowhere. And I just became invested. Each and every time, it's damn near the same shit. The way that they eat the noodles, the way that they eat everything. I be like, what the fuck? The snails and shit. I said, what? I wish it was in English, though. I wish they would have put some subtitles so where I can follow along for real. But I be invested so much. I said, well, shit, bitch. Y'all done put this shit on my timeline so many goddamn fucking long. I might as well just go ahead and follow the fucking account, because now I'm invested. I'm invested in the bullshit, okay? But yeah. Also, I was just looking at a lot of the kids opening up their Christmas presents and stuff and being so grateful. Oh my God, it was just that was like the highlight. That was the highlight. Like, it was so beautiful seeing that and seeing these kids. And when I say not just the ones that was posted on the blogs or whatever and around Twitter, but it was so many of these kids that was just getting toys, and they were literally just thankful for whatever it is that they got, breaking down in tears. I saw one earlier today where this little black girl, she was opening up her toy that her aunt got her, her gift that her aunt got her, and she saw that it was some green, and then she opened it up a little bit more, and it was like a lifestyle Tiana the Princess and the Frog dog, you know what I'm saying? And she just was so elated. Oh my God, this was what I always wanted. I really wanted it. It was, and they talking about representation, I should say. Get your shit right. As you can tell, my mouth is fucking dry. So don't come for me. My mouth is dry and it's been dry. I don't know why, but you know, that's why I've been drinking this water. But anyway, representation fucking matters. She was just so fucking elated. I did say I saw one video where this single mother, I think she was Hispanic or Latina, she did all that she could to make her the Christmas for her two young boys. One looked like he could have been like 2 or 3 years old, and then the other one looked like he probably was 7 or 6. And they were opening up the presents, and she had a lot of them. She had a lot of them. And every present that they was opening up, they was like, I don't want this. I don't want this. And I felt so fucking bad for her, because then she broke down and was like, I did the best that I could. I did the best that I could. And I guess seeing a mama break down, because then you saw the older of the two, he was just looking like, ain't this about a bitch? Like, I know I fucked up and hurt my mama. I just felt so bad for that lady. Like, sometimes, you know, kids just do a lot. But I was so grateful and glad that to see everybody so far had a good Christmas and a good holiday. I hope you guys had one too. I really didn't do much. I told y'all I was just gonna kick it up in the crib and just, you know, watch TV, which I did. I was on Netflix and stuff. I had watched the Matilda musical. I didn't like it. And I felt so weird and so bad for a second, because every time I typed in like the hashtag for it, people were like, oh my God, this was so good. This was really great, and this was phenomenal. And don't get me wrong, everybody who played the part and acted their asses off and sang and danced and whatever, they did a really good job. But it just didn't connect for me, you know. And I understand that it is an adaptation of the Broadway play, but it was just extremely dark. It was extremely dark. I was like, oh my God. At one point I said, this ain't for kids. This is not for kids. I know it's about kids, but baby, this is not for kids. Like, this is literally for adults, okay? And I just it didn't hit me. And, you know, yeah, I just didn't really like it. I continued to watch it because, what is the lady name who played Miss Honey, the black lady? She also played Izogi in The Woman King. Oh my goodness, bitch. I kept on watching for her. Because she was really good. I did like her part though. But girl, I was just like, this is a lot that's going on. And it was too much for me. I said, baby, I will stay with the Matilda of my childhood, okay? I will stay with that one. That is forever a classic to me. I will just stay with that one. But y'all can have it if y'all liked it. Good. I just couldn't connect with it. But yeah, I saw The Woman King too. Now I know I was hyping up The Woman King, telling y'all asses to go to the movie theaters and go watch it. And my ass didn't even get a chance to go out there to the movie theater to go watch it. But I did get the DVD before I got off work. And baby, I watched that shit last night, and I was just, it was good, y'all. It was good, y'all. I know it was a lot of controversy around it. because of, I guess, who was working on the film or whatever. And then, you know, they say, oh, you talk about this as true events, but you're not really putting the true events, and then trying to make it as if, you know, the biracial guy coming in to be the savior or whatever, somewhat of a savior. I get that, but bitch, the shit was good as fuck to me, okay? It was good. Viola did her damn thing. Let me tell you something. Viola is becoming like Halle Berry. Y'all know Halle Berry be in a movie or a TV show where she either trying to find a kid or she got the kid and she lose it. That's the same thing with Viola Davis. Either it's on fucking How to Get Away with Murder or this goddamn show, movie. I said, bitch, what? When the shit came out at the end, I said, oh my God, that's her. Girl, I ain't finna give nothing away just in case y'all ain't seen it, but girl, it was really good. And Miss Girl that played Miss Honey in Matilda, she played Izigo. Izigo or Izigi. Girl, bitch, y'all know what I'm talking about. I was really fucking hurt. There's one particular scene that really made me cry. Because I was not expecting it. When she broke her fucking arm and they popped that bitch back up in place, baby, the way that I cringed. Oh my God. I said, warn the bitch first. She said, push it. Well, she did say push it in. I said, oh, okay, you did warn me. I said, girl. Whew. Oh my goodness. I would have said, Can you imagine breaking? Oh my goodness, the shit that they had to go through back then before they had anesthesia. I know they had the herbs and all that shit from the earth, natural medicine or whatever. But bitch, sometimes you need something that's a little bit more stronger and goddamn chemicals involved, okay? Give me that chemical base and knock my ass right back before you want to reset this goddamn shit. They pushed that bitch back in place. I said, oh my God. I'm a bitch and then I'm a punk in that situation. I'm a fucking cry so goddamn loud. Y'all gonna be like, girl, what? Yeah, that's just me, girl. That's just me. But the movie was really good. Everybody did a phenomenal job. Everybody did a phenomenal job. That fucking main wife, Shantae, girl, I was so tired of her ass. I was so tired of her ass. Bitch, you overstepping. You ain't the king, okay? It was one part that really made me mad. But I had to remember that we were back in a different time period when that man was trying to give Nawi to the husband that he chose for her. Mind you, this is what, the third person or whatever, and it was an older man. And she said, bitch, I ain't trying to fuck around with you. And he slapped the dog shit out of her and she pussed him. I said, bitch, the way that they just stood there and let that shit happen in front of him, I said, And I had to keep on telling myself it was a different time period, Ashley. It was a different time period. Women didn't have rights. Women couldn't come up to the man. Women couldn't do nothing. You had to say what you had to say to your man, I said, oh, my goodness. But it was a good movie. It was a good movie. But some other things that I really want to touch on slightly. The Akon situation. I just want Akon to stop giving interviews. Regardless of whatever type of context he is talking or speaking on, it's just not coming off to the public in a good way, regardless of what the context is. The context, I should say. He was asked about, you know, Nick Cannon and him having all these kids, you know, and if he was here for it. And he was like, I have no problem with what he's doing. This is what a man's supposed to do. He's supposed to have all the kids and all that stuff. Because, you know, he has 9 kids as well. And Nick Cannon has 11. But, you know, I had commented on that clip on, I think, the Shade Room. And, of course, it was some people that wanted to take it out of context of what I commented. Because I said, he's African. So, you know, a lot of... I just stated that he's an African man, you know, African descent or whatever. They was like, you do know that it's multiple countries. I said, bitch, I know. Well, since you want to be so fucking technical, let's go there. He's from Senegal, okay? So, or he's, you know, his people from Senegal, you know what I'm saying? And that's he believes in polygamy, okay? You know, he had multiple wives or multiple baby mamas or whatever. Okay, well, he believe in that, but don't make it seem like every African does that. I said I did not say that, bitch. And it was like, you know, Christians don't do that, and he's this type of. I said, first of fucking all, I didn't mention religion because I don't know what his religion is. And second of all, mainly why I didn't mention religion, because every time I think of polygamy is I think of it when people who just want to fuck around and have multiple partners. And it's not necessarily always a fucking religious thing. It's not always a religious thing. People just want to have multiple partners, and that's just what it is sometimes. Yes, I do realize that it could be a religious thing as well, but also most people that I know of who do it, they just want to have multiple partners, and it has nothing to do with religion. So that's why religion was not mentioned. But he has had multiple partners, multiple wives alleged, and he has multiple kids. So of course it makes no surprise that he would agree with the fact that Nick Cannon is having all these kids. And he's like, you know, I'm there for mine, you know, they know I'm there, and you know, I'm there to help the wife and all this stuff and woo woo woo. And then when he was like, well, Nick Cannon is taking care of him, and you know, he's supporting them and all this shit. And I just don't understand why people always think it's all just financial, and oh, you being taken care of. Financial, that's great. You're giving me something so that I can live and I can feed myself and I can clothe myself. Understandable. But what about the emotional aspect? And that's what people keep just forgetting. And even some of the men that were commenting on my post, they was just like, well, you're thinking from a woman's point of view, or you know, you're not thinking. I'm like, what that fucking mean? So you're not supposed to be actively involved in your goddamn kid's life regardless of you giving them money? No, you are. Kids need that fucking development. They need the parents in the household actively. They should. That's how it should be. Unfortunately, it can't always be that way. That's why you have single dad households, single mother households, or whatever, you know. But they still need to have the parents active in their life, because that helps shapes them. That helps shapes who they become. And they appreciate that. That helps them go on and to do what they need to do with their household. They need that emotional support. He was like, it was like, you don't want to go to the recitals or whatever. What about going to their recitals? He said, that's a white man's thing. Nobody do that. I don't care about no recitals. Baby, it ain't even gotta go be a fucking recital. Do you know how fucking these kids love it when their parents, especially one that's not so always in the household, when they show up to a fucking baseball game, basketball game, you know, a school play or whatever, they just show up. They love that. They need that. That makes them also feel love, like you fucking care. Okay? And I'm just sitting here like, wow. Wow. And then for the people that was just, I'm sitting here like, so y'all making excuses and saying, oh, you think like, you're just thinking like a woman. I'm like, so y'all say that men, you know, these kids need role models and men need to be in a home, but then what are you being in a home doing? When stuff goes on, oh, that's because you're fatherless. But yet y'all basically defending the fact that it's okay to be fatherless as long as the father is supporting them financially. You ain't got to be so much involved in shit. And then the whole context of the Black Americans, African Americans versus the Africans and their work ethics and stuff like that, and the entertainers and all that. On the one hand, I get what he's talking about, you know, when he says that, you know, they get up there, they're dancing with their pants sagging and all this stuff and woo woo woo. But as you're down in a culture, whether you're talking about these new artists or older artists or whatever, that's literally how you came into the game. Over here, you came into the game and we got to know you because you was over here in America cosplaying African Americans. And I hate that, because talks like this opens up the whole fucking African diaspora versus the African Americans, and I just hate that fucking talk, because technically speaking, yeah, I know you're African, but we're descendants. We just don't know who our people were and where we exactly come from, whereas y'all do. And unfortunately, we don't. But we still are Africans some way, you know? I hate it. I hate that. I hate that. And he just sounds ignorant to a certain extent. But moving on from that, oh, bitch. I'm really on here talking like I'm finna give y'all something. I told y'all I'll stretch out a fucking video because I just did not want to give y'all no short ass video. But Jen Shaw about to get sentenced on the 6th, if y'all care. Mama got 10 days left. Okay? We know that bitch did it because she admitted also that she did that shit so she can get a lesser sentence. But they looking, they want to give her 10 years. I don't know if she gonna get all of that, but yeah, she's gonna get something. Okay, I think the Chrisleys, they get sentenced on the 15th or the 16th, and they said that they gonna be up in prisons that's, you know, baking and doing yarn work and all that stuff. I'm sitting here like, I can't stand when these motherfucking celebrities, and mostly we be seeing these white celebrities or semi-celebrities like the Chrisleys, they get sentenced to these cushy ass prisons or whatever. Like, no, fuck that. Go to where everybody else is. You don't need to get no fucking special privileges. You weren't thinking about no special privileges when you was out here defrauding the government. Okay, come on, take the fucking punishment. And Orlando Brown, I just want him to get some fucking help. At one point we thought he was doing better, and then we slowly started to see that he was just going back to his old ways. And the new thing is that he just got arrested for domestic violence, because he was staying at a friend's house and he winds up, you know, attacking his friend with a broken off knife and a hammer. And the friend called the cops, you know. And mind you, he's working on a film with this friend, and so therefore that caused him to lose the role that he was supposed to be playing in the movie. And the friend chopped it up to mental illness, and we already know that. I don't know if he's still doing drugs or whatever, but for sure it's mental illness. And I still hate the fact that when people mention Orlando Brown, they laugh at the things that he does, and I'm like, it's not funny. It's not funny to laugh at. It really ain't. Cause you're not making the situation better. It to me, when you laughing at it, it's kind of like enabling and saying ain't nothing wrong. He's just being funny or whatever. No, that's mental illness talking, and we all know that. Also, this whole situation with Tia Mowry and her divorce. Now this came up because on Christmas, you know, she posted a picture or whatever, a couple of pictures or whatever, of her, Corey, and the kids all together, and they look like a happy family. You know what I'm saying? And they did already say that they were spending Christmas together for the kids or whatever. And, you know, it was a whole bunch of negative shit that was being said in the comments. Like, why don't y'all just go ahead and get back together? You know, I feel like this divorce situation thing is just for attention and all that stuff and woo, woo, woo. And I just don't understand how come people have such a negative reaction to the way that Tia is handling the divorce. Is it because you're not used to seeing two people who been together so long and they say that they're getting a divorce and there's not a lot of mudslinging and a drama behind the scenes and being put on display? Is that what it is? You're not used to not seeing mess? Because it's not really mess. Yeah, we seen that, you know, it's a possibility. We don't even know if it's confirmed that he said he wanted to do something about the prenup, which is understandable. And that's still not messy. And that he wants joint custody. That's still not messy. We don't see her getting on the internet, dogging him out, being bitter about things or whatever. You know, we don't see him doing that either. We see them still equally showing each other respect because they still actually probably are friends, and they built their relationship off of being friends first before they became lovers and before they became husband and wife. And therefore, what? Because it's not no drama that you seek when you see other, you know, celebrities go through the shit. I don't know what it is because of the things that she say and the way that, you know, she is handling this. You know, she's still putting on a happy face or whatever. I don't care even if it's for the public. She's doing it right, in my opinion, because we don't need to know the ins and outs of this divorce. We don't need to know every fucking messy detail. I am thankful that she is doing it the way that she's doing it, because at one point you get tired of all the fucking mess. You get tired of all the fucking mudslinging, okay? And she seems as if she's at peace and at one, and she's been that way before she even decided to divorce him. You know, I just don't understand the negative reaction. Instead of just saying good for you, you figured out what you want. And like y'all say, don't try to bring a black man down. She's not trying to bring this black man down. She's never talked anything negative about him. So I don't get the reaction. But anyway, and so anything else I need to talk about? Not really. I just hope y'all have a good time. Enjoy y'all New Year's Eve, because it's supposed to be a little bit warmer. I hope it's warmer where everybody else is at as well. For New Year's, it's gonna be warm out here too. And when I say warm, it's gonna be like 40 some degrees. Somebody put up in the comments on one of my videos, I think it was the last video, it was like, girl, yeah, because it was like 60 degrees or something like that. I had to pull out my goddamn blanket. I said, bitch, I ain't call her that, okay? But that's why I was thinking in my head, you know, because I call everybody that. But I was like, girl, what? 60 degrees? 60 degrees out here in Chicago, baby. We out here in shorts, flip-flops, and tank tops, okay? Baby, that's how we roll. Girl, I'm telling you, Chicago is the home of motherfuckers that barely wear fucking coats in goddamn winter. You can walk down the street and it can be 30 degrees outside, and you might randomly see a white person, and that's exactly who it be. So I'm not trying to be, you know, I'm just saying what it is, especially in the area where I work. Even if they just go into the store, because they probably live around the area, so they just go into the Walgreens or whatever right quick, out there in some flip-flops and fucking shorts in a goddamn jacket. Baby, it's 30 degrees outside. Where are your shoes? And where are your pants? They don't give a fuck. I'm telling you, girl, they was out there juking. You know, they took advantage of it and made it a whole trend. They out there juking in the cold. That's just Chicago, bitch. We different out here, okay? We built a little bit different, bitch. I already told you. It was negative something degrees outside, and Ashley came outside in a fucking jacket. Fucking jacket, bitch. No gloves. I had a hat. No gloves. But hey, I'm still here. I'm still standing. I'm still strong. Girl, any fucking way. I hope y'all have a blessed one. And y'all do it up for me. Bitch, you know what? I'm just happy because if I do decide to do something for my birthday or whatever, or somebody decides to do something for my birthday, I'm going to be in the clear. And for the people that understand what in the clear means, my ladies, I'm going to be in the clear. So, yes, because ain't nothing. I feel like if you on your wedding day or your birthday, that is the most fucked up time for certain shit to fucking pop off. I'd be like, God damn, I'd be so fucking mad. I'd be so fucking mad, bitch. So fucking mad. But, yeah, girl. So, I hope everybody is having a good one. I hope y'all stay warm, stay safe, be blessed, and I will see y'all later. And again, please don't put that bullshit up in my comments. Thank you. Respect everybody. Thank you. Happy fucking holiday. Thank you. And happy New Year's. Just in case I don't see you no more. Because ain't shit on TV. I'm still scrolling trying to find something to watch, you know. So I might get back to you. I might. Something pop up. All right. I'll see y'all later. Peace.